Hello. Today we are going to cover how can I prevent an IRS audit. This is Talia from VNR Associates, and let's dive in. So an IRS audit is a very daunting and unpleasant experience for anybody. Usually people hire professionals to get involved. It can result in colossal bills, many hours with the IRS agent, and lots of stress. This is something we do not recommend anyone to go through. You do not want to be this guy. And so we recommend taking some steps to prevent an IRS audit as much as possible. There is no guaranteed method, but there are things that you can do to prevent the likelihood, and if you're unlucky, to shield you in the case of one. So today we're going to cover consistency, accurately filing returns, hiring professionals, keeping clear and organized records, and lastly, prompt attention to any notices you might get. So let's begin with consistency while filing your tax returns. This is really important because you want to prevent any red flags. You want to prevent huge uncommon deductions, big claims, charitable contributions. You want to stay within the reasonable numbers, and whatever you claim, you want to make sure you have the valid documentation to back up your numbers. We do not recommend switching tax preparers every single year because this could cause inconsistency in your return. So once you find a preparer you feel comfortable with, we typically recommend to stick to that person. Accurately filing tax returns. So this one is a big one because you want to make sure it's prepared as accurately as possible and on time. Please do not let your taxes linger for multiple years. If that's the case, contact us right away. We recommend filing them every single year as you should, and remaining compliant with any new IRS rules or regulations. So these change all the time. And that's why it leads into considering hiring a professional tax preparer. Now, this is important because when you find someone who has a valid tax preparer license and is legally allowed to file your returns with you, they need to keep up with all these new regulations every year. They have to renew their license and complete their education and training on a consistent basis. And that is really beneficial. You're paying for somebody to provide you the best possible results on your tax return and make sure it is up to date with all the regulations. So once you find someone, please do some research. Make sure they're valid. Make sure they are known within the community. Make sure they are someone you can find and not just a ghost that exists somewhere. So you want to make sure that they are a good partner for you long term, as we mentioned with the consistency. And once they prepare your return and you are reviewing it before signing, please review every single number because ultimately you are the one that is liable. So now moving on to clear and organized records, you want to make sure that all of your relevant records and receipts are organized in an easy format, and keeping it for 7 years. Digital format is okay, but keep everything. And if you have a business, it is really important to separate those business and personal expenses and do not mingle. You should have a separate bank account, separate credit cards, just dedicated for the business, and do not mingle it. And make sure your business has proper financial statements and records kept. And that's why you might need to consider hiring a professional bookkeeper that would keep track of every single incoming and outgoing transaction to make sure that your business financials are up to date and ready when the time comes to use for tax season, when the time comes to use for some other things too, like getting loans, making business decisions, you name it. Lastly, prompt resolution to IRS notices. If you ever get any notices, make sure that one, it's valid, and two, it's taken care of. So if you have any questions regarding your notice and you want to double check, we recommend contacting your tax preparer and verifying the notice, taking care of it as soon as possible. Sometimes there are mistakes from the government side. Sometimes they send notices saying you owe X amount, and actually you don't because you already paid it. We have the proof, and then we can take care of that, writing a notice to the agency and clearing that up for you. But regardless, do not let it linger. And if you need help, get the best help you can. So anyways, even if you follow all of this and for some reason you get audited and that's just your luck, you will at least be shielded and it will be a very smooth audit that you won't have to worry about. And if you ever need help with any of this or you're looking for a team that's going to back you up, contact us today and we look forward to speaking with you.